Hi, welcome back. You're still watching Markets and Macros. It's still down about close to 1% on the index, so no respite seen at this point in time. The mid-cap index is still down close to 1%, and there are many individual stocks, the likes of Pantaloon, India Bulls Real Estate, Aurobindo Pharma, GVK Power, all your usual suspects that are correcting quite a bit in trade. But let's shift focus away from equities and talk a little bit about personal finance. This is the segment where we address all your personal finance queries, and our guest today is Harshvardhan Roongta of Roongta Securities. Hi Harshvardhan, thanks so much for joining us. The issue today is that investors generally end up paying between 2 to 3% on an investment of, let's say, 50,000 rupees annually. They pay 2 to 3% as charges for their demat accounts. Now, a small investor may not even be using many of these services like, derivatives, forex trading, etc. Is there any way for an investor to not pay these charges or not pay for the frills that come attached with it?
Absolutely, Sonia, you're right. I mean, let's take it from the top. If you were, the way things are progressing these days, you will notice that it has become almost mandatory for a person to have a demat account, just like a bank account. Besides holding equities, a person can now hold mutual fund units, your bonds, your debentures, national savings certificates, all of them in demat form. We've already seen a proposal which has been mooted with IRDA saying that insurance policies are also going to be offered in electronic form. Now, the Rajiv Gandhi Equity Savings Scheme, if you refer to that, one of the mandatory conditions to avail the tax benefits is that you should have a demat account. While we are quite comfortable with the fact that owning a demat account is a very beneficial thing. However, if you look at it from a retail investor's point of view, the fact that you pointed out is that if an investor has invested say about 20,000 rupees or 50,000 rupees, he lands up paying an annual maintenance charge of about 350 rupees goes up to, and whatever amount it can go, it's about 750 rupees. We've seen banks charging that amount as well. So if you look at it as a percentage of the investments, if a person has invested about 15,000 rupees, it works out to be almost 2 to 3% of his investment amount. Now, this is a big deterrent for retail and small investors to open a demat account. Now, SEBI in August 2012, in order to encourage individuals to open demat accounts, has introduced basic services demat account. It's in the same lines of a no-frills bank account. So if I just, if we give you the finer cost-related points of the basic services demat account, if a demat account has, the value of securities, all the holdings in the demat account is less than 50,000 rupees, then there is no AMC to be charged to that investor. So, if he has a demat account with a holding of only 20,000 rupees in the form of stocks or any other, investments, there will not be any AMC charged on that demat account. If the value exceeds 50,000 but goes up to 2 lakh of rupees, then the charges are capped at 100 rupees per annum. And once the value of investments go above 2 lakhs, then you have to pay the charges as they are levied by the DP. Now, what is very interesting is that existing demat account holders need not go and apply and open a new demat account under the BSDA. All they need to do is go to the DP and inform them that the value of the securities is less than 50,000 or less than 2 lakhs as the case may be, and they should be given the benefits of the preferential rates. What we've seen in practical point of view is that many DPs are denying this facility. They're asking the investors to go to some other, close this account, goes elsewhere, which is not right. So SEBI can be pointed, you can inform SEBI about this. But nevertheless, coming back to the point is that every investor, in my opinion and suggestion, should open a demat account immediately, even if he does not intend to invest immediately into any stock. So because it's a nil maintenance, you should have a demat account immediately.
What you're saying is, Harsh, do they charge this annually, 2 to 3%? I guess many people have their accounts with banks and perhaps don't check that these things are deducted. But is this an annual charge, 2 to 3%? So if you have 2 lakhs worth of shares, which perhaps rose to 2 lakhs even without your knowledge, then even in a dormant account where transactions have not been done, maybe few and far between, you will have to cough up some 4 to 5,000 every year?
No. What happens, Lata, is that there is a fixed charge of 350 rupees or 750 rupees that is levied into the account. When we look at it from an investor's
point of view... 350 per month, per year, when? What is the periodicity?
Per annum. 350 rupees is per annum. This is annual maintenance charge, the AMC. So the idea is, we've seen Reliance Power issue. When the Reliance Power IPO was going on, we had seen so many people in opening demat accounts only to apply in that IPO. Now, many of them are still holding the shares which are worth about 3,000 to 4,000 rupees, and they continue to pay 350 to 750 rupees per annum, holding only Reliance Power shares of 3,000 rupees.
Okay.
So the cost is very high, almost 10% of the holding of your stock. So this is what SEBI wanted to help retail investors with.
Fair enough. Thanks a lot. We'll take a break. We are back with more viewers and their questions. Welcome back. Just a word on the markets. It's actually languishing at that 0.9%, 1% fall, and no change really. I mean, it's almost steady at that kind of a level. We'll have to wait and see if there's any recovery after European markets open. But as of now, plumbing the depths could get volatile. Nifty Junior in particular down 105 points. That's 0.9%. Not indicating any recovery. We've been speaking with Harshvardhan Rungta on several issues related to demat charges, but here's a viewer calling us from Bihar. Rajiv Kumar Jha calls us. Rajiv ji, go ahead. What is your question?
मैम ये पूछना चाह रहा था, डीमैट अकाउंट के थ्रू में इन्वेस्टमेंट लॉन्ग टर्म में हम किस तरह का प्रॉफिट या ले सकते हैं?
आप वापस कह सकते हैं, आप जरा ऊंची आवाज में?
हाँ, डीमैट अकाउंट के थ्रू इन्वेस्टमेंट हम लॉन्ग टर्म में किस तरह का बेनिफिट इसमें हम ले सकते या मिल सकता है हमको बेनिफिट डीमैट अकाउंट के थ्रू इन्वेस्टमेंट?
Okay. Harsh, if you can take that question, he's perhaps confusing demat account with a way to make profit. If you could reply in Hindi.
Yeah. वेल राजीव जी, दो चीज़ें हैं जो मैं आपको बता दूं. पहली बात है कि डीमैट अकाउंट में हमने अभी बात की है कि जो चार्जेस होते हैं वो चार्जेस आपको ध्यान में रखने होंगे, क्योंकि आप ये डायरेक्टली आपका ये कॉस्ट है जो आपके इन्वेस्टमेंट में जुड़ते रहता है. तो जैसे हमने बेसिक सर्विसेज डीमैट अकाउंट की अभी बात की है, उसमें आप पहले तो देखिए, अगर आपकी वैल्यू 2 लाख जो भी आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रखे हैं, अगर 2 लाख से कम उनकी वैल्यू है तो आप अपने डीपी को बताइए कि आपको फैसिलिटी दें जिसमें आपके चार्जेस तो रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाएंगे. ये तो आपका पहला बेनिफिट हो गया. दूसरे, जो आपके शेयर्स आपके डीमैट अकाउंट में हैं जो आपने लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के लिए रख रखे हैं, तो 2 ऑप्शंस आपके पास हैं. एक है कि स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस पे एक SLB सेगमेंट है, सिक्योरिटीज लेंडिंग एंड बोरिंग सेगमेंट. इस सेगमेंट, ये एक एक्सचेंज का प्लेटफॉर्म है, फुल्ली सिक्योर्ड है, रेगुलेटेड है. तो इसमें आप अपने शेयर्स लोन पे दे सकते हैं और उस पर एक आपको ब्याज मिलता है. और ये एक जो पीरियड होता है वो खत्म होने के बाद आपको ब्याज और आपके शेयर्स वापस मिल जाते हैं. तो ये एक एक्सचेंज का प्लेटफॉर्म है. सिर्फ है कि अभी तक इसमें लिक्विडिटी इतनी अच्छी तरह जनरेट नहीं हुई है, तो थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा जब तक ये पूरा लिक्विड हो जाए, ये सेगमेंट आप फुल्ली ऑपरेशनल होगा. दूसरा, आपके पास ऑप्शन है कि आप बैंक से आप लोन ले सकते हैं. इसमें आप शेयर्स बेचते नहीं हैं, आप बैंक को वो लोन अपने शेयर्स प्लेज करते हैं, जिसके सामने बैंक आपको एक लोन की फैसिलिटी देता है जो आप अपने पर्सनल रिक्वायरमेंट्स है उसके लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं. लेकिन ये एक लोन की तरह है, तो ये आप जब तक आपके पास कोई अगर बहुत स्पेसिफिक रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है तो ये लोन नहीं लेना चाहिए. बैंक आपको अप टू 20 लाख तक का लोन एक इंडिविजुअल को देती है. इसके अलावा और भी ऑप्शंस है. ऑक्शन, आप ऑक्शंस में पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं. जो स्टॉक मार्केट में जो ऑक्शंस होते हैं शेयर्स के, उसमें आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं. थोड़ा आपको इसमें समझ ज़रूरी है, तो आप अपने ब्रोकर के साथ और डिटेल में समझिए. जब डिटेल्स मिल जाएं आपको, तब आप शायद ऑक्शन में भी पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं. ये बेसिकली तरीके हैं जिसमें आप लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को आप प्रॉफिट, आप उसमें से थोड़ा और प्रॉफिट निकाल सकते हैं. लेकिन पहली चीज़ ध्यान रखिए, आप अपने कॉस्ट कर्टेल करिए, क्योंकि कॉस्ट ही डायरेक्ट आपके इन्वेस्टमेंट के रिटर्न्स पे असर करता है. तो अगर आपका 2 लाख के नीचे है तो आप उसे कैप करवा लीजिए.
All right, Harsh, thanks a lot for that. I'm sorry we are cutting you off. This profit is looking completely unconnected to the kind of what our polls threw up. ABB announcing its Q4 results.